Welcome back, everybody. Today we got another Kevin Samuels classic. And trust me, this one goes left fast.
I'm talking to Jessica. Jessica is 29. She's 5'7", 240 pounds, and she said she don't want to go into 30 this weight. She said she likes to be married. Um, and I asked her a little bit about her family. You know, her mother and father are married. They're both large people. She has siblings. Most of them are large. She was homeschooled. My point ultimately was this. She didn't go to college. And my point ultimately was after you left the mother and father's house at 18 years old, whatever age you stopped being homeschooled, you've had at least 10 years to get out from under your parents' way of looking at things, and you've seen the world. And I asked the question, what have you done from the time you not homeschooled to now to get the weight under control? And the answer was not much. My follow-up question is this. You said this has been a recent movement, right?
Yes.
Okay. What made you decide to start looking at this now?
I wasn't happy or I wasn't fulfilled. And I just realized how many things were landing on each other, overlapped each other.
Have you
Like
ever
I
had a
wasn't
long-term relationship?
no.
Are you a virgin?
No. I waited a long time, but not anymore.
Okay. So it's not okay. You waited a long time.
Mm-hmm.
What's the longest relationship you ever had with a man?
It was a month. I just really didn't like. Have
Okay.
you ever heard? There was this song by Mary
No,
J.
no, no,
Blige. He
no,
was
no, no,
talking
no,
about
no, no, no,
how
no,
she was a
no, no,
mess,
no,
and
no,
I
no,
did
no,
not want
no,
to get
no, no,
married
no, 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 no.
with anybody.
Listen.
If it was just because.
Okay, you're not listening. I need you to listen to me. Um, you've been in a relationship a month with a man, and you're almost 30. Um, I need you to unmute yourself, but I can't have when I start speaking. I need you to go ahead and just let me talk because okay. Your mother and father are married. What is your father? Does your father want you to get married?
They haven't expressed anything about it. No.
Do you? How many siblings do you have?
I have 4.
All women, all girls.
No. 2 are boys, 2
Okay.
girls.
Okay. And you're the oldest, right?
Yes.
Are the 2 girls? Are they still in school or are they? They over
No.
18?
They're all over 18. Yes.
Okay. And are they overweight too?
Yes.
And are they all single?
No,
Unmarried?
not one of them. One's married.
Okay. So what I'm not understanding here is if she could get married. I was going to ask you is how's your father helping you with this? Because it's really unusual to hear a woman your age that's only had a 1 month relationship. But when we're talking about it, I can tell you your social skills need work.
Okay.
And that is not uncommon for people who are homeschooled.
Agreed.
And what have you, so what did you, okay, so you didn't go to college.
No.
So what'd you do from the time you 18 to now?
I worked.
Where?
And I didn't go to college because I thought what I wanted to do didn't require college.
What
So
you work doing what? What's your profession?
I'm I'm a manager at a fast food place.
Okay.
Don't okay. I know it's a bad all the way around. I get that. I'm just trying to figure out how to go from here. It's not that I don't understand what you're saying. It's hard to even face it sometimes. I know where I am. I know that I'm completely not where I should be. I'm
Well,
trying
where
to
should you be?
figure out. I should at least be in in a place where I'm able to say yes and no to certain things. Right now, I'm in a place of where
Do
I'm
you
always
live in your own?
scratching
Do you
to-
live your own? Do you live in your own place?
I live with my sister. We live together. It's a mutual thing. It's not like we're like I live with my sister.
How much are you making annually?
25.
Okay. And what city you live in?
Baton Rouge.
Okay.
That's a lot of information.
Well, you ain't paying
Don't have
me.
nobody
You ain't
stopping
paying
me.
me. Here's the thing. You ain't paying me. You welcome to go to my website and pay $949 for an hour. But you can't afford that.
Yeah. Oh. Whoa.
I mean, you want me to? You called in, so you wanted me. See, I don't understand you folks who call in and say you want some help and you ain't paying for it, and I need to.
No, that's not it. It's I don't like giving out a lot of personal
Well,
information. That's all.
then why would you call
No,
into
I
a
mean,
public? See, this
we're
is what I
talking
mean,
on
man.
the-
This is what I mean, Jessica. Let me be honest with you. Don't nobody care about you down in Baton Rouge. Don't nobody know you. I don't have your number. You're just a voice on the phone.
Got you. I got
But what I
you.
said, your social skills are lacking. Even people, when the sound was off, could hear that something was going amiss. And what I'm trying to understand is, man, if you're 5'7", 240 pounds, and a fast food manager at 20, going on 30 years old, you've got a lot of problems. You can't even take care of you can't even take care of yourself, and that's going to be what it's going to have to be if you don't get with a man. And what's going to be problematic with a man, outside of your height and weight, is your lack of social grace.
Okay.
Because if you think the questions I'm asking, why would if somebody wanted to date you, don't you think some grown person's gonna say, "Hey," they're gonna ask you your age. If they meet you at a convenience store, they're gonna ask you what you do, and from that point, they're gonna ascertain how much you make. That's why you didn't want to say you worked at fast food, because we all know that's not a. So my thing is this: why do you can't live? You can't. Why such you're chuckling and stuff, and I'm like, is this funny? I don't think it's funny, man. I'm tell you why I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny because
I don't think it's funny.
Okay,
I'm trying
listen.
not to cry. That's
What?
all.
What?
I'm trying not to cry. That's all.
Okay, well, crying is there for a reason. But ma'am, you got to do something. You don't have any. Okay. When somebody looks at a woman who's your height and your weight and your education, it just looks like unmotivated, unmoored, and that's not attractive to a man unless you are just fall out fine. But you. That's why I said earlier, what's keeping you from dropping 100 pounds? Because that's what it's going to take.
I understand that. It was really just.
And for the people in the audience, there's no underlying medical condition. There's no grave disease or nothing. This is a matter of, I said it, you were raised like an average black person, and I got pushed back, and then it turned out to be she's raised like the average black person from a big family. Right. You know good and well you weigh too much.
Right. I do.
And so it does not take a brain surgeon or a rocket scientist to know you need to go to a gym. And whatever your needs are and everything else, there's still ways to get it done.
Right.
Why not do that?
I have been working out. I know that it's going to take an extreme push.
Go ahead. How many days a week are you working out?
3 or so, whatever I don't work.
Well, it can't be 3. You need to be in there 6.
Right.
See, this is why I feel for so many of you young women. You're not under your father sounds like he failed you. I'll just be straight up. He's failed you, allowing you to be the height and weight you are you're not prepared for the world. So, but his work ended. Whether he did a good job or not, I'm going to say he probably did the best that he could. But that does not mean but it's your responsibility to do something. After
Right.
age 18, you're an adult.
Yes.
So
It just took a long time for me to realize that I couldn't blame them
you couldn't what?
for where I was.
You couldn't do what?
It took a long time for me. It took a long time for me to realize I couldn't blame my parents
Right.
for where I was.
Right.
That's
Right.
and it's easier to blame.
Yeah.
It's easier to feel anger. It's not
But
easier. It's more
feel anger for
comfortable
feel anger for what? I mean, they may not have.
because my dad is a talented person.
He's a what?
And my mom is talented too, and my family is talented, but we're not where we should be.
Whoa,
We all have
whoa,
very natural talents,
whoa,
and
whoa, whoa, whoa!
we
Hold,
have a
hold,
gift.
hold, whoa, whoa! Hold on! Pump your brakes! Pump your brakes! Pump your brakes!
Yeah, I understand. It was a lot of things that, like, I
Hold
know I
on!
didn't
Hold
have a
on! Hold
very
on!
bad
Hold.
life.
Okay, okay. Hold on. Your father married your mother, right?
Hmm. Yeah,
And how long have they been married?
it's gonna be 30 years
All right.
this month.
Well, even though he may not have been, when I say he failed you, I said allowing you to get to the height and weight you are. But it sounds like he
It
married your. Hold on, because when you say judge them, um, he's talented, your mom is talented, everybody's talented, and you should be better off. See, this is a problem with you millennials in this Instagram generation. Looking at Instagram, comparing. Who are you comparing your family to?
I'm not comparing them. I
Well, you
know
said
what
we're not
they're.
where we should be. Who? Where's that? What does that mean? You're in one of the poorest
I
states.
just what
Listen,
I mean.
listen.
You asked me a question, sir.
No, you
You asked.
listen. All right. You're in Louisiana.
Hmm.
Your parents, your family, your father and mother had a responsibility to make sure you were fed, protected, secure, and educated. Did they do
Right.
that?
Yes.
Then they did their job.
I get that. Yeah, I do.
So when I say he failed you is to allow you to get to be the height and weight you are and not let you know that baby girl, you ain't that's only you can't be that size and get a man. That's what I'm talking about. But mama got her man. Sis got her man. At the end of the day, what I'm hearing is a lot of outward stuff, and I'm not hearing a lot of stuff that you're doing. I don't care how broke you are. Though you can go to you can go to Planet Fitness for $10 a month. Yes.
Yes.
All right, then why are you only in there 3 days a week?
Uh, I was only doing it when I'm off. Only doing
Ma'am,
working out
I
when I'm
don't
off.
want to hear that BS. I'm quite sure I work more than you, and I'm in the gym. See, you got a problem, your weight, and the solution is simple: work out, drink water, eat more healthy, and you got to go do that. But every time I ask you why aren't you in there more, there's a reason. There is no magic bullet. There's no magic pill.
I got that.
But what it sounds to me is though you really lack the motivation to do what's necessary to get the outcome it is you say you want. But that's no one's problem but yours. That's not your parents' problem.
Right.
But
I.
let's say the other side. Let's say this continues to go down this way. What does life look like
No,
for
it's not. It's not. I've been no.
okay.
I've lost weight and I'm keep going. I'm not doing this.
How much weight have you lost?
I've lost 20 pounds
In what time frame?
in a couple of months.
Okay. And what's your goal weight?
Um, I don't know. It's gonna be around 160.
It's still too much weight.
I'm not excusing myself, but I don't. My my body carries weight a certain way, and
Ma'am,
I
ma'am,
don't look.
ma'am, ma'am,
I no
ma'am,
wait no
ma'am,
look.
ma'am,
I don't.
ma'am,
I think less than 160
ma'am.
is going to be under 160.
No. See, I want people in the chat room. This is someone coming to an image consultant telling, yeah, but the way my body is set up. No, you're human. But the reason I muted her is because this is an issue in the black community. You have women who have allowed themselves to get into the size they are, and then when someone tells you that you need to be at a normal weight, she resists. This is why I'm trying to be as easy as I can, man, but 160 is still too much. But at the end of the day, I'm going to go ahead and open it up because I don't know what it else how I'm go ahead and unmute yourself. I don't know what you want me to do to assist you. Sounds like you know everything you need to do, but I'll be honest.
I was really asking.
To me,
I
ma'am,
was just.
to me, ma'am, it does not sound like you're really ready to do the work. You're ready to do what you want to do, but you're not ready to do what you have to do. And if you don't do what you have to do, if you lost 20 pounds in 2 months, okay, and if you've been a large girl since you were in high school or high school age,
Yeah.
that means the majority of your life you've been unhealthy. That means even when you get down to 160 pounds, the likelihood of you staying at that weight is it's not very likely. Fluctuate. Problem with weight over and over and over. And then once you get down to 160, then what? There's still people skills and stuff that needs to be done. I mean, one of your biggest problems is you don't make enough money to do anything. Because I would say, have you talked to a therapist or a counselor or somebody? Because there are things going on with you, ma'am, that I'm not qualified to diagnose, but I know it when I hear it. But at making $12.50 an hour, this is not going to end well. It's not going to end well. And I'm from Oklahoma, where I see a lot of this. And you're 29 right now. It's going to really be tight when you're doing this at 45. I've seen it all the time growing up. And I can understand the feelings and everything, but I have to be honest with you and tell you, I hear it. But you need to turn those tears into motivation to get yourself in the gym 6 days a week and get on a healthy lifestyle and and go talk to whoever, I don't know, government assistance, state program, whatever company you work for, they got an employee assistance line. You need to go talk to somebody because you're living below, almost at the poverty line. And the people I talked with and typically over here are way on the other side. So I'm trying to give you what I can give you, but you got to increase your income to be able to take care of yourself. Because if all this comes down to, trying to, a man, you want to get married.
This really was what it was about.
Well, what is it?
I'm just trying to present myself in the world the way I want to be. Well, that was about that too, but that's a part of it. It was the whole thing. But I appreciate your truthfulness.
Well, presenting yourself to the world, but you also got to be realistic with where you're at. And presenting yourself to the world is a hell of a lot easier when you start doing the work. See, like I said at the beginning of our call, I'm not hearing the desire to really do it.
Yeah, I've always had motivational problems.
Well, and unfortunately, that it shows itself in a person's weight. That's one of the first things I said when I was talking to people. What folks associate with this shows up in the weight, and unfortunately, especially our black women, that leads to a life of being basically a spinster, a childless woman. Um, and my aunts were like that. You don't want to go through life like that. But I wish you all the best. I do.
Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
This conversation was one of the more emotional calls because the caller wasn't denying that she had a problem. She was overwhelmed by it. At 29 years old and weighing 240 pounds, she admitted she wasn't happy with her health and didn't want to carry the same struggles into her 30s. Unlike many callers who defended their situation, she openly acknowledged that something needed to change. As the discussion unfolded, she described growing up in a family where obesity was common. Her parents and siblings were all overweight, making those habits feel normal throughout her childhood. She also shared that, despite being nearly 30, her longest relationship had lasted only 1 month. Kevin suggested that both her health and her social confidence could be affecting her dating experiences, encouraging her to work on both areas rather than focusing on only one. One of the most emotional moments came when she began blaming her parents for where she was in life. Kevin acknowledged that childhood plays an important role in shaping habits, but he also argued that adulthood brings increasing responsibility for personal choices. His point wasn't that family influence doesn't matter. It was that lasting change eventually depends on the decisions someone makes for themselves. An interesting part of the conversation was Kevin's observation that not everyone in her family had followed the same path. He pointed out that other relatives had built marriages despite growing up in the same environment. Whether or not someone agrees with that comparison, it reinforced his belief that upbringing can explain challenges without permanently determining the outcome. Rather than ending the discussion with criticism, Kevin turned to practical advice. He encouraged her to focus on consistent lifestyle changes such as improving her diet, drinking more water, exercising regularly, and developing healthier routines over time. Those suggestions reflected the broader idea that meaningful progress usually comes through small, repeatable habits instead of dramatic overnight changes. The biggest takeaway from this conversation is that family history can influence where someone starts in life, but it doesn't have to define where they finish. Recognizing difficult circumstances is important, but lasting progress often begins when people focus their energy on the choices they still have the power to make. Drop your thoughts below. How much responsibility should adults carry for overcoming the habits they learned growing up, and how much should be attributed to family influence?